welcome to Capacity Europe 2022's pre-event coverage. We're looking forward to delivering this year's eagerly anticipated blended event on October the 18th to the 20th at the Intercontinental London DO2 and on the Swap Card app. I'm David Tran, conference producer lead of this year's event, and in the run-up to the event we'll have a series of rather light-hearted speaker interviews called 5 Minutes With, tapping into their industry views but also bringing out the person behind the speakers that will be taking part in this year's event. Here in 5 Minutes With, I have Mattias Fridström, the Vice President and Chief Evangelist of Arelion. Mattias, how are you first of all, and great to have you involved in our conference programme for this year's event. Ready for a 5-minute quickfire Q&A?
I'm absolutely ready.
Good stuff, Mattias. So let's start the clock. Mattias, tell me the current state of play situation in global telecoms.
I would say it's in a pretty good shape. Traffic is still growing post-pandemic, which is a good sign. There are, though, some signs of costs going up because of some circumstances around the world. But I would say the overall feeling in the industry is pretty good.
And where would you say your organisation is best positioned at the moment as the industry is seeing these shifts like post-COVID taking place, digital transformation, and also the current inflationary pressures that we are seeing?
I think we're in a pretty good shape. We're not a big organization. We're very focused on high capacity transport services and IP services. And I would say digital transformation, moving traffic to the cloud, using public internet much more. Those are good signs for us. So I would say we're in a very good position right now in a tough market.
And how have the past couple of years shaped the way you connect with your fellow industry peers from a personal perspective yourself, Mattias?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. And I was very skeptical to webinars in the beginning, but I would say through the pandemic, I've kind of enjoyed all the webinars that's been going on, and that's been a fairly good way. But I'm really eager to see people again now, so you can get the feeling of the industry from a much better point of view.
Well, definitely. We're looking forward to bringing Capacity Europe in person in October the 18th to the 20th in London. So how enjoyable is it working in this telecoms industry compared to when you first entered it?
I would say it's really, really enjoyable. I've enjoyed it all the way through. But, when I started 25 years ago, I would say not very many people understood what we were doing. Internet was very new. Everything was more of a phone call situation in the telecoms world. Today, everything relies on what we do. Internet is for everyone. So it's much more seen these days, and therefore quite a more funny industry with many more being part of it.
What's the interconnectivity between data centers and subsea is exciting as well as important to see these in sectors talking to one another. Mattias, why do you think we are seeing this overlap between the two markets? Why is it becoming more profound?
Yeah, no, I really think, content needs to be as close as possible to end users. And you can't really be closer to end users if you're at the submarine cable station. And therefore, I see this. It's a very good sign when cable or content providers locate their content at the station itself, because at the end of the sea cable there's an end user, and that user wants to take advantage of that content as soon as possible, and therefore we see these two industries merging as we speak.
And what's the one thing you're hoping to take away from being a part of Capacity Europe 2022 this October?
I think, you want the overall feeling of the market. You want to hear the buzz on the floor. You want to see what people talk about. But then I really think, the rumors, that's what I'm there for, speaking to people sort of on the side, asking them, how are you doing? What's going on? What's happening with this company and so on. That's, what you've been missing for the last couple of years.
Yes, definitely. And talking of the event itself and the location of the event, what do you most love about London?
No, London is a really nice city, but it's also this international city. You hear the buzz from really everywhere, which is what you've kind of missed the last couple of years, feeling this international buzz with people from everywhere coming to one place. I really love London.
We've got a couple of questions there, but we realise we've still got 70 seconds on the clock here. So if it wasn't for going to an event, talking of London or other international cities around the world, Mattias, what would be the first thing you would do if you were in a new city?
I absolutely look at maps. I love maps, and when I come to a new city, I want to see the map so I know where everything is. And I kind of enjoy just looking at maps, following maps, making sure I see as much as I can when I come to a new city. That's really what I look forward to.
And perhaps give our viewers one fun fact about you that they didn't already know.
No, I'm a really big sports fan. Many people know I'm a big sports fan, but I'm really a big sports fan because I love all sports, and I kind of have a secret habit of trying to learn all the rules of every sport there is, and not too many people try to do that. But I just enjoy pretty much every sport there is. I don't watch it too much, but I read a lot about
Okay. Well, we've got 8 seconds. So, any hobbies? Any other hobbies? 4 seconds.
No, I like being in the forest as well. So.
Oh, brilliant. Good stuff. Well, that's time's up there. Thank you ever so much there, Mattias. That was great. Mattias will be speaking at Capacity Europe this October in London. Details of this session will appear in the following closing messages. Bye for now.